So, what a week in the markets. For me personally, there were some crazy highs, there were some crazy lows. All in all, I ended up green on the week again, but only by about $100 or so. Took some pretty hefty losses right at the start. On Monday, I lost a few $100s. It was probably one of the biggest losses I've ever taken. Gained most of it back by Tuesday and Wednesday. By Wednesday, I was over $2,100 in my account. And on Thursday, we got the big market correction. That's really when it started happening. And I didn't take advantage of it. I was actually on the wrong side, made some really bad calls and made some big mistakes. And I lost something like 25% of my account that day. It was just absolutely insane. So I go into Friday at about $1,400 in my account, right? I'm still up from my original investment of $1,000, but I'm like way down, right? Because I was at $2,100. I lost like $600 or $700 within a couple of days. And so Friday, going in to my trading day, I was blessed to be able to take advantage of the continuation of this market correction that we're sort of experiencing right now. And I was able to get back pretty much all of my losses and end the week up over 2,000. This is the SPY chart. We're going to talk about this market correction right here. I mean, you can see it. It looks absolutely extreme on the charts. Not necessarily a market crash, right? I mean, this is healthy. We need these kind of pullbacks, but when you're on the wrong side of it and when you don't see it coming and you don't take advantage of the opportunity, it can be kind of frustrating. But all in all, I'm green on the week. Let's go ahead and start with the P&L, okay? So this is probably the single biggest day. It's the single biggest day I've ever had, all right? Even though I was making up a lot of the losses from this week, to make $660 in one single day, I mean, that's huge, right? Like, I definitely got to, pat myself on the back here because it could have been a lot worse for me. And we're ending the week up about $100. I think last week, where were we at last week? I think this is where maybe this is where I ended last week, and it's been a while since I made a video. I haven't had a lot of time to make content, and the markets have been kind of crazy, and I've been really focused on my trading. But I think last Friday, 2 weeks ago now, or almost 2 weeks ago now, we ended right about here at $1,935. Yeah, because I was just almost at 2,000, and so yeah, when I went back in on Monday, right, I'll show you my P&L. This was Monday where I took a 14% loss in my options trading account. And this is my fault too, because honestly, I mean, I was holding on to losers, which goes against my trading plan. And I guess when you're on a roll like that, at least for me, like the wins are almost more psychologically manipulating, I guess you could say, than the losses are, right? Like the wins even get to my psychology more than even the losses do. So I feel like, it's pretty easy for me to kind of brush myself off, get up the next day and trade, even if I've had like 2 losing days in a row. And for a while I was losing like every day. It's pretty easy for me to come back from that. I've got a lot of determination to wake up the next morning and trade, knowing that you could lose again, right? Like, I can do that, but it's when I'm winning and when I'm up, I don't know. I feel like I need to watch out. That's when the blind spots, the psychological blind spots start appearing, right? And I can get kind of caught up in the wins and maybe let my guard down a little bit. And that's exactly what I did. So that was Monday. Then I think by Tuesday, we were up 11%, right back over 1,800 in the account. Let's see. And then this would have been Wednesday, right? Yeah, I was at $2,100, which, I mean, this was huge. Could have walked away, right? could have walked away at that point and not traded the rest of the week and probably been, okay with that. Like, yeah, but this was Wednesday, and then by, let's see, I don't think I even posted it. I made a video. Yeah, I don't have the screenshot on Instagram. I should have posted the screenshot on Instagram, but I made this video talking about it. I might have actually posted it on my stories. But anyways, there was one day where I was down like 25% in the account. Okay, but then I came back from that, and I think it's actually in my Discord. Let me just look for this real quick, guys. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like a 20. I wish I had posted on Instagram. I made the video about it, and I think I forgot to actually post the screenshot. I might have posted it on my stories that night. But, these ups and downs, like this was absolutely crazy. And there's some things that went wrong, some things that I didn't quite do very well. And, a lot of lessons learned, a lot of things I learned about myself this week. A lot of things I learned about the market. I got to experience a market correction, right? Like, this is the first time I've actually been involved in the market when there was a crazy market correction like this. Yeah, I think this is it right here, guys. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it was like negative $500 or negative 26% at one point in time. That was on Thursday. And then, like I said, came back on Friday, yesterday, made most of it up and ended the week up about $100. Okay, so this is now the 5th week in a row closing green, and it feels great, right? I'm still making money. Yes, I had some setbacks this week, but I didn't let it destroy me. Was I blessed to take advantage of this correction? Yes. I was blessed that we got another day of the correction, right? Because this first day the market corrected, which would have been Thursday, I was just on the wrong side, right? I was buying calls, thinking things were going to go up or thinking things were going to reverse. They never did. I mean, as you can see, this is a 4-hour chart, right? So every candlestick represents 4 hours. As you can see, it was pretty much the whole day. We had just a downward trajectory in the market. And I was playing Facebook, PayPal. This week, I traded more than just Facebook because I lost $200 on Facebook on Monday. And so I kind of, I don't know, I felt like I was breaking up with Facebook a little bit, and I started trading PayPal again. I like to keep a little rotation, but this week it was PayPal, Facebook, and Apple is what I traded. And Square. I did make a couple $100 on Square as well. But, Friday, and this is the SPY, okay? This is the S&P 500. But you can see we got this huge market correction on Thursday. And then on Friday, right? On Friday, bam! Another market correction. But what was interesting about Friday is we actually rallied towards the end, like towards, I guess, after this downward movement, we had like a double bottom, and then it rallied, right? Which was kind of frustrating because I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't trade it, but it's like when you don't see these things coming, it really humbles you. It makes you realize how much you really can't predict these kind of things. You just have to kind of patiently wait. And I think one thing I'm doing wrong is because I want to be involved in the market, right? I have a tendency to trade every day and to trade my entire, options trading power, which is now over $2,000. I want to trade like the whole 2,000, right? Like not all at once necessarily, but if I take a trade for like $250 and it goes good or it goes bad, I want to trade again. And, I just want to use up my 2,000 because I'm like, I've got $2,000 to trade, may as well trade it all. And so, I'm probably over trading a little bit, but, there's some days where I was only taking 2 or 3 trades, but on these big losing days, I was trading too big, right? My positions were too big. I mean, I shouldn't be risking any more than like $50 in my account, right? $50. That's pretty much all I should be risking. And so, going forward, I just need to realize, I mean, we all have to sort of realize that the market can do anything. It doesn't have to do anything. And you can have all these indications that we're in a downtrend and then it just rallies, right? It just rallies out of nowhere. Now, that being said, I do believe on Monday, I believe we're going to get, or not Monday, I'm sorry, Monday, it's actually closed. And that was the other weird thing about this rally is we've got the 3-day weekend coming up, right? And I'm thinking to myself, who is like on PayPal, if you go to the PayPal chart, who is buying PayPal on a Friday, this 3-day weekend at $194? But people are buying it, whether it's institutions or retail. But these big movements, right? Let me go back to the SPY. These big movements, right? This is institutional money leaving the S&P 500, right? This is institutional money. And if you all noticed, right, some of you may have portfolios with bank stocks or oil. Some of this stuff, money's starting to go there, right? Like Bank of America, I think, was actually up. Ally Financial was up, I believe. So we're seeing, not necessarily a market crash, but big institutional money taking profit, leaving the tech sector. I mean, that's exactly what's going on here. And on Thursday, I just didn't take advantage of it. Friday, I did take advantage of it and managed to get back pretty much all my losses, right? At one point, I was up to 2,100, and now I'm like, 2,031. So I think next week, we're going to probably see on Monday, this is what I was saying, a continuation of the downward trajectory, right? For instance, on PayPal, let me go to PayPal here. So on PayPal, if you look on let's go to the 1 hour chart here. So every candlestick represents 1 hour. Actually, no, you can't see that demand zone. Let me go to the 4 hour chart. I mean, just look how extreme this correction really is, right? But we needed this, right? This upward momentum with no drawbacks, it's just unsustainable. And it's better that we get the pullback in soon, right? Sooner than later. But anyways, you can see I've got these demand zones that I've drawn out. These are not indicators, right? Like when I'm doing my charting and stuff, I picked up this technique from a guy named Carmine Rosado on YouTube. And there's this concept about the supply and demand zones, and you can really see them on the chart. It's a period of consolidation followed by either a really big upward trajectory, which would mean it's a demand zone, or followed by a downward trajectory, which would mean it's a supply zone. But PayPal, if you guys can see this here, that wick, this wick right here, this bottoming tail, all right, this red candle at one point in time was almost halfway down to this demand zone right here. And it really wanted to reach that. And so what I'm thinking is we're going to have a little bit of a a downward movement on Monday, probably in the morning, followed by maybe a small rally similar to what we had on Friday. Now, I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong, and maybe, the markets just go straight up on not Monday, I'm sorry, Tuesday. I keep meaning to say Tuesday. I know the markets are closed on Monday, even though I wish they weren't. I'm going to miss the stock market on Monday. This demand zone right here on PayPal, I feel like it has another chance. I feel like PayPal has another chance on Monday to bam, it'll probably open at around, 190 and then bam, drop to like 179, maybe 176, 175. And then I think it'll rally from there. That's what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong about that, right? Maybe it's flat on Tuesday, right? Maybe, and I think I just said Monday again. Maybe it's flat on Tuesday. Let's look at another stock. Apple, right? Apple kind of did the same thing where, it blasted through this demand zone that I have plotted out because you can see that bottoming tail right there. Let's look at it on the 5-minute chart. So yeah, like Apple really rallied, right? We got that downward momentum and that's crazy. I did not see that coming, especially on a Friday with a long weekend coming up, about 60 days out from the election. And the economy, it's not good, but it could be worse, I guess. Like the job numbers are getting better, and there's these, indications that are, I guess, forcing the market to kind of rally after these down days. But Tuesday, I think we're going to get another bit of a down day, right? I think we are still kind of in a down trend. And if the whole month of September, for the next few weeks, it was sort of bearish in the market, it wouldn't surprise me at all. But this is really my first market correction that I've been in, where I've been involved in the stock market and traded through a market correction like this. I'm just thankful that I have a strategy for that, which is, playing the short side or buying puts. I don't short stock, but I do buy puts. And so, I can profit from that. But in my opinion, I do think these stocks, they're overvalued for me personally, right? I'm not trying to buy Apple at $125 on a Friday. I'm not trying to buy PayPal at $200 on a Friday. And I do think both of these stocks could go lower, right? I think Apple, I think we could see 95. I do. Maybe I'm kind of, being ridiculously bearish there, but I think it's possible we see like $95 for Apple before the next, leg up. Because if you think about, Apple just went through a split, and so did Tesla. And, if you compare where they're at to kind of like the pre-split prices, these stocks are still way overvalued. Facebook is a stock that a lot of people say is not overvalued, right? But you can see we have a double top here on Facebook before the correction. And you can see, again, a bottoming tail, right? I think Facebook could take another leg or two lower. I think we could see 260 for Facebook again. Now, like I said, maybe I'm wrong about that. I do want to show you where I kind of missed out on Facebook on Monday, where I took the major loss. So let's see, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So it would have been right here. Yeah, so what I think I did... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is what I did. So this is how I took the $200 loss. I bought calls on this pullback, and I loaded up on them. I think I tried to play the open too. I think I actually did profit on the open. I am pretty sure this is my 31st. Yeah, that would have been Monday. I profited here, but then I bought puts at the open, but I didn't take my profit. And then, as you can see, it reversed on me. So I went to go buy calls, right? And I just had to get rid of the put. I bought calls, and then the stock reversed on me again. So basically, we didn't have a lot of volatility on Monday, right? It was pretty choppy. You could even call this a consolidated area. I got caught up in this chop. Probably should have found something else to trade. So I stopped trading Facebook on Monday. And then on Wednesday, all right, I was so frustrated because on Wednesday, you can see Facebook, took a leg up, right? There was a little bit of a down move, but on Wednesday, we got that weird rally starting at about noon. If you look at the S&P 500 chart, it was just a very strange rally. It was in the middle of the day. And so... but we have this supply zone up here that I mapped out at around 340 or so. No, I'm sorry, 303, not 340. But in my opinion, Facebook is still way overvalued, right? That's just my opinion about this. I think all these tech stocks, for me, they're overvalued, right? I'm not trying to get in them. I do think there's still institutional money that's going to be leaving these stocks and taking profits. I think there are a lot of traps out there. I mean, for instance, let's just go back to Apple for a second. There were people buying Apple at $138 on I guess Wednesday. This would have been. Wait, was this Wednesday? I think so, right? Because come on, Friday, Thursday, yeah, Wednesday. So for the market correction, it really started with Apple on Wednesday. This tech market correction. And Apple is the one that's dragging the whole S&P 500 down pretty much single-handedly. I think they lost $2 billion, worth of net worth or valuation. And so, there are people that are buying this for $138, right? And now we're looking at Apple possibly going down to 95. You think about the people that bought Apple, but they probably bought hundreds of shares for $138. Who's providing that liquidity? The institutions, the big banks, the hedge funds, right? And Apple still hasn't recovered. I think Apple is in a downward trajectory still. And 95, maybe lower than that, right? Maybe Apple goes to 80. All right, that is ridiculously bearish, I'll admit. But 95, you have to admit that that's a possibility, especially for Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe. I think we're still, I think we're still in for possibly another couple of legs down. So, going back to the SPY, let's just look at the SPY. Here's the thing, right? I want to end this video on a positive note because, I have pretty much doubled my original investment since I started trading options, okay? It's taken me about 5 weeks to do that, but, and we kind of had some, back and forth this week. We had some setbacks, but with $1,000, I've proved to myself and I've proved to you that with options trading, you can gain 100%. Right? If you really play your cards right and you really get dedicated to this, you can make 100% gain pretty fast. It's almost impossible to do that with stock, okay? But that being said, this is only one part of my strategy long term. I want to get more serious about investing. And what I want to do is start building up my, my income, my daily income through day trading. But I also want to have a long-term investing strategy, right? Probably a couple of different portfolios. Maybe have an IRA, maybe have a dividend portfolio, a growth portfolio. And so the note that I kind of want to end on, and then I'll show you guys a funny meme that I found, is that, right, if we get another couple of days where we go down, right, where the S&P 500 goes down to, I don't know, maybe 300, right, 315, 300, there are going to be some really good deals out there. And this is probably getting close to the time to buy. And maybe the time to buy was Friday, right? When we got this rally here. I don't think so. I think we still have a lot of selling pressure. The trend, just look at the trend line, right? Let me go to the 4-hour chart on the SPY. I'll draw the trend line right here for you guys. So, the last big correction was what? Back in June, I guess this would have been right here. And that lasted about 3 or 4 days. Yeah, like 3 days. Yeah, that was like 612, 610, right? That was the last major market correction. And it did rally, but then it sort of double bottomed, you can see. That's what I expect. We still have a little ways to go. It might rally a little bit, but then it's going to go down. If you look at the downward trajectory, let me just draw a trend line here real quick, right? Look how sharp this is. That's crazy, right? Like, look how sharp that trend line is. I've never seen anything like this before. Right. That's what's so cool about this is that this is the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. I think we could be looking at like 320. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 300 is a little crazy, but definitely 320. I think we could, because that's like the last big demand zone that I have plotted out here. So I definitely think 320 for the S&P. But that's going to be Apple dragging it down. When Apple goes down to 80, the S&P is going to go down to like 320. But that being said, this is the best time to be in the market. This is the best time to start up the long-term investing portfolio, right? Let's ride this thing out. If you are playing options, try to take advantage of this. I'm going to try and take advantage. If we have more down days, I'm taking advantage of this. If we get an a couple of up days, I'm going to take advantage of that too. But be careful, especially with the long-term investing thing, because one thing that I really went wrong, like the where I went wrong, probably in the biggest way, trying to get into long-term investing, was just sort of buying on a whim. Right, I would throw $100 in my Robinhood account, and just because I had $100, I would just start buying a couple of stocks or whatever. Bad way to go about it, because yeah, you can sort of cost average into stocks doing that, but this is the moment right here, right? Like, I liquidated all of my positions on my Robinhood account. I think I'm still in the QQQ. I'm in the S&P and some of the international index. I'm in some of those like group funds. What are they called? ETFs. I'm in some of those still, just to kind of follow the market and still be in the market. But with the individual positions, I liquidated everything. And so, yes, I'm enjoying the options trading a lot, even though there's crazy ups and downs. But I want to start getting really serious about the long-term investing. I think building some sort of growth portfolio, along with some dividend aspects with a little bit of stability in it. That is definitely what I want to start doing, and I want to start talking about that on the channel. And we can sort of like follow along with each other, get ideas about different stocks. Like some of the stocks I'm looking at for long-term growth would be like Workhorse, Clean Spark, Lemonade, right? Anything that's like electric vehicle, new energy, artificial intelligence, AI, stuff like that, stuff where it's futuristic, but like we can almost guarantee that electric vehicles are going to be part of the future. There's no doubt about that. Online banking, right? Ally, for instance, definitely going to be a big part of the future. Brick and mortar, I'm just not sure if long-term I would want to put a lot of money into them. I do think Bank of America, right? Stuff like that is probably a good, stable, long-term thing to have, especially for the dividend. And it is pretty much at a little bit of a discount right now, being as it was trading as high as $35 about, this time last year, maybe even higher than that. But looking for these deals where stocks are 30% off, 40% off, 50% off, right? This is when you want to get in. You don't want to get in 4 days ago when we were trading Apple at like $338 after the split, right? So this was like, pre-split numbers. We're talking about like a $600 or $550 stock. That's not when you want to get in these things. You want to get in them after moments like this. And this big overreaction that we've had, this big, sort of jump to the downside, it's going to eventually be followed by a jump to the upside. I mean, you can see, like, look, after that correction in June, it took a couple of weeks here, but eventually, right, we broke out of that range. And like, let me just draw the line right here. Right, because this was the last market correction back in June, like June 10th through the 12th, okay? Right? So that would have been right here. Eventually, we broke out of it, and look how much higher we went. So I think this is where the support is now, right around this area, okay? This is where the support is. I do think we're going to have more down days next week. Take advantage of this, right? If you're not investing yet, put $100. Put $100 in your accounts. Put $500 in your accounts and start getting these stocks at a discount. Buy them soon, like now, because if this market takes off the rest of the year, we don't know, but if we get another bull run this year, I don't want to miss out on it. And I kind of missed out on March because I got into late, right? Like I was only like over here, I was only thinking about the stock market at that point. I didn't actually jump into it until late March when I opened up my brokerage accounts. Then I started investing in late March, April, May, and then I think June I started day trading or at least trying to day trade. Then by July, I found options and figured that out. And so here we are today. So, this is supposed to serve as kind of some inspiration, but also, we can use each other as a resource. Let me know, where are you putting your money? What stocks are you following? What kind of, equities are you following? Crypto, gold? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm definitely interested in all of it, and looking to, diversify into other things besides just stocks, especially for long term. Even though I think crypto is a little bit of a Ponzi scheme, but so are stocks, right? The stock market is one of the biggest Ponzi schemes out there right now, especially with all the Fed involvement. So definitely not naive to that. But, let me know what it is that you're into. Comment down below. Give the video a like if you did enjoy it, if you were entertained by it, or you found any value. We definitely appreciate the support over here. And follow me on social media. Follow my Instagram, actually, at Marlo Cremidas. It's definitely worth a follow here. And I wanted to show you this funny meme real quick. So I posted this because a lot of people are probably feeling like this, right? You've got the girl, right? And it says my portfolio. And then you've got all these studs, we'll call them, that she's about to perform with. But yeah, I think a lot of people feel like this, especially on Friday, right? These tech stocks were just destroying the portfolios. But, for those of you out there that are still holding on to these tech stocks, hold on to them. And for those of you that made money, congratulations. And, don't forget to source some info down below about what stocks you are really interested in, because maybe you'll turn me on to a stock that I haven't heard about yet. And, I can talk about it and possibly invest in it myself. So with that, I will see you guys on the next video. This is CMC Broadcasting. I'll see you next time. God bless.